This is WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. Jesse, Justin, Joel, and Chris Douglas are in studio to break down the Pioneers' last outing against Christopher Newport. Now, fellas, the Pioneers played the Captains very close up until the fourth quarter before they fell 39-10. Let's take a look at some highlights. Jesse, take us through what went wrong for the Pioneers.
Well, when you look right away, you can see defense coming in big for William Patterson. Not a surprise here, getting the sack against Christopher Newport University. And right here, again, no surprise, defense coming up big. Looks like it's supposed to be a draw play, however, but it is blown up on a reverse bootleg. Defense still on the field, as seems always to be. Looks like quarterback draw here, but they force a fumble, and the William Patterson Pioneers defense does recover, which then sets up the William Patterson Pioneers to run this reverse to Raekwon Bridgman as he gets about 8 yards on this to set us up in near field goal range as we continue to drive. Cornelius Kinchin drops back, puts off a little screen pass to Marcel Mason on third down, runs all the way up to the 22-yard line before Will Ortel bangs a field goal right through the uprights to give us a 3-0 lead early on in the first quarter. Coach Christopher Newport back on the field. The William Patterson Pioneers defense coming up big yet again with another sack. The William Patterson defense definitely showed up early on. As you see here, Cornelius Kinchin dropping back, giving it to Cody Roberts, the young freshman who has been absolutely terrific this year. Now we have Cornelius Kinchin in a shotgun pistol formation, dumping out to Marcel Mason yet again on second down for a nice, about 15-yard gain here for a first down. Now here's where the special teams come in, and we get a nice block on the Christopher Newport University team, where we end up fielding it and now setting up this play here for a Kyle Fanning running back touchdown pass to Raekwon Bridgman. When you look at this, this was the team's best effort on offense so far. When we look at that last sequence, Justin, are you going to walk us through that real quick?
Absolutely. Well, the Kyle Fanning play is certainly one the Pioneers need to bust out more often. As we'll see here, they line up in what is normally a wide receiver screen formation with Kinchin in shotgun and Fanning split about equal to him. Kinchin hits Fanning. At this time, Fanning decides to throw the ball instead of throw it, and the defense collapses in on him because they think it's a run play at this time. So with that, Fanning looks down deep to Raekwon Bridgman, who's wide open for a touchdown.
Great play for the Pioneers. It's the kind of spark that offense needed. Going into the fourth quarter, this was a very close game. It was 18-10 before they reel off 3 straight touchdowns in the fourth. Justin, we'll keep it with you. What was your biggest takeaway from this Pioneers team?
So let's take a look at some stats from the game for the box score. The Pioneers, as you said, they lost 39-10, but it was closer going into the third quarter. As you see, 39-10 was the final score. Time of possession was big. Christopher Newport had 37 minutes opposed to the Pioneer 22. They had 372 total yards opposed to the Pioneer 138, and they ran 81 plays to Pioneers 48. For me, it sticks with time possession, and that's what really factored into the Pioneer loss. In the third quarter, the defense was gassed. The Pioneer offense would come in and go 3 and out, and they'd only get about 2 or 3 minutes of break, not even 2 or 3 minutes at max. They'd get 3-4 plays and have to come right back out. So really, time possession factored into this loss for the Pioneers.
Jesse?
When you hear what he just said, the defense was gassed in the third quarter. They had to then go out and play almost entirely all of the fourth. So it's no surprise that Christopher Newport hung up 3 touchdowns on the head of William Patterson defense when they were gassed, playing 38 minutes. Compared to the offense's 22, that's atrocious. You look at the play call, 48-81. You can't expect a defense to continue to show up when they're just out there every single play, it seems.
Joel, what did you see from the game?
Well, just like they echoed, it's that they're not good on third down. The Pioneers are less than 18% on third down conversions. That's terrible. You're basically putting your defense out there, and your offense is just basically fresh, but they can't do nothing on offense at all. It's malpractice, actually.
It's tough. Chris Douglas?
You saw the front seven getting home. There's some talented players that can actually get after the quarterback, but you saw Christopher Newport have 3 guys that rushed for nearly 50 yards. We've gotten that once all season. So I'm just saying, in order to be able to keep the ball, you got to be able to run the ball, stay on the field, and keep the chains moving. It's really a struggle for the Pioneers.
All right, now looking ahead to next week, Pioneers play at TCNJ. That team is 1-6. Seems to be the closest that the Pioneers have a chance to win this season. Great opportunity for them to get their first win. Out of all the keys to the game, what do you guys think is the biggest? Jesse, we'll start with you.
So the biggest thing for the William Patterson Pioneers so far has got to be we have 20 turnovers in 7 games. That is an average of almost 3 a game. We have never won the turnover differential. We've only ever tied it against Wesley when it was 2-2. we have quarterbacks that don't seem to get in a consistent groove when they're constantly being pulled out of the rhythm, when they don't know how long their leash is, they don't know what exactly is going on, when they're going to get pulled. Cornelius Kinchin threw for 4 interceptions this past week against Christopher Newport. It all has to start with the William Patterson Pioneers taking care of the football, not putting the defense in bad positions, and continuing to allow the offense to stay out there.
And to go off of Jesse, to keep the offense on the field, they got to be able to run the ball. As you see, they have less than 200 total rushing yards the entire season. They average less than 1 yard per carry. And now we've seen Kobe Roberts kind of emerge as like the primary back, and Marcel Mason is a very good third down back in the pass game. So really they have to get the running game going to balance out the offense so they can give more time to set up the passing offense.
Joel, what from the keys to the game? What else has?
Well, I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to say the defense, because the defense has been stepping up, and they have a good linebacking core. And the Pioneer Player of the Week is Corey Anthony. 16 tackles, 12 solo, and he got to the quarterback once. With this pressure on defense, they can get to TCNJ, and can get that winnable game and get our first win of the season.
Chris Douglas, how important is time of possession for these Pioneers?
Time of possession is huge. It's kind of what I was saying before. Kobe Roberts really finishes his runs, so you can continue to feed him, but it also turns into that third down conversion thing, because that's what's going to factor into time of possession as well. You saw Christopher Newport putting long drives together. William Patterson is yet to do that all season long, so I just need to see that.
That's the thing. William Patterson, as you see on the graphic, 17 of 96 on third down conversions. Jesse, one final comment. How important is it for the William Patterson Pioneers to fire on all cylinders this week?
Well, this is the game that William Patterson has to show the most growth this year. We've said they went winless last year as well. New coaching staff, almost all new roster essentially as well. This is a new team, but this is the best case scenario for them to win, show the most growth. That has to start with play design, play calling, and as we all allude to, all of those keys to the games. It's not just one. They have to finish on third down. When they finish on third down, it helps the time of possession.
All right. Good luck to the Pioneers this weekend as they travel to TCNJ. After the break, we'll switch fields and catch up with William Patterson Soccer.